Hello, hello, people that are who are watching this. And for those who watched my last video, yeah, this is the kind of follow-up video uh to what I was gonna talk about. And I forgot to say, back from the past into the present. So this is a video about my wish lists for Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE2 if it will exist. If it's gonna exist. If it will exist, if it will be something. As of right now, I don't think it's confirmed that they are making a sequel to this, so this is just me just, wish listing on a game that's not really confirmed or confirmed to be in development. Just keep that in mind, and yeah. And moving on. So here's my wish lists. Wish list number one. I would like there to be two Mirage partners. Because it would be nice if they really want to make this more like a crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. I would like this to happen, and this would make it more of a crossover. Uh, uh, of Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. One that's a Fire Emblem character, and one that's a Shin Megami Tensei character, a demon. Both are Mirages, of course. As I said, they're Mirage partners, and yeah, and that would actually be good just to represent, this being a crossover. And so, moving on, I would like there to well, first I would like some characters I do want to actually return, since I think Fortuna is going to still be involved with the series because, let's kind of face it, I think they're the guys that are there to kind of help if there's going to be any possible Mirage attacks. So they're still going to be involved. That's the thing. And so Itsuki and Tsubasa are still going to be involved. And so I kind of want them to return as main protagonists. Now, if they're going to make a second game of this, and usually by going by tradition, a second series of this possibly wouldn't have two of these or characters from the first game return for the second game. Like, there will probably be references, but that's probably the best you'll get out of it. So it's a slim chance, but I would like that for that to happen because first, Itsuki, I think they laid down his personality. I would like to see more of his background and backstory, like his family, and see if he has a sister, has a brother, has something, because I'm looking at his like information in the game, and I didn't get much. So I would like that to happen. And I also like that to happen for Tsubasa because I have yet to see if I have yet to see her development expand to the point where this is the best that we see of her, because the development got to the point where this is just her beginning, to me at least. This is like her beginning, like, okay, she's now an idol, but what's her next step as an idol? And like, is it gonna be her own kind of self, and try to lead the way, try to be a leader instead of a follower, for to follow everyone's her fans' directions, or to be a leader and to guide people's hearts, or just guide people, they're who are her fans. And yeah, now there are some characters that don't have to return immediately. Toma doesn't have to because he pretty much had his development. And oh, I'm kind of sorry. This is kind of a spoiler. So next time I'll put a spoiler, because this is me doing it live. Next time I'll put a spoiler on this, so people don't spoil themselves. And yeah, Toma, like I said, Toma, I don't think needs to come in immediately because he already had his development. He's like based on the ending of the game, he's making a hero TV show of his own. He's developing it. So pretty much his development ends there. Like he's already at that level. Unlike Tsubasa, which I don't think she developed her own song, so and he said at the end she's just learning new things and she still has many paths to go. So I hope they do make a sequel to this game. Does there need to be more Kyria? I mean, I'm kind of mixed. I'm kind of just thinking, yeah, because we don't know much of her backstory as much, like her, like, does she have a sister? Does she have a mother? Whatever, and all that kind of stuff. And no, because I'm like thinking she's like one of those characters that are like, I guess, supporting characters. I mean, like just a supporting character. Like, I mean, this one of those supporting characters is just they're there, and yeah, and that's what I just think. I don't think Eleonora needs to come back because she's already Hollywood. She's going to Hollywood already, so they don't need to introduce her immediately. She already made her dream come true, so they don't need to show her immediately, and she's gonna be in America then, so she won't even be in Japan at all until maybe later on. But yeah, definitely the elementary schooler, I forgot her name, Mamori, I think. Yeah, definitely let her come back. If they're gonna let this take place like 3 years after the first game, yeah, definitely let her come back because she's in elementary school, and I would like to see more of her development, just kind of a coming of age where she grows and grows and grows. Like she's a teenager now, and then she grows. If they're gonna make a third game of this to more of a high schooler, and yeah, and I think if they're gonna make a sequel to this, I think they're gonna have Memori, I think, in future installments because she's just too young to not be in all the other games. So, and then I think lastly, Yashiro Tsurugi, I think. I don't think he has to return immediately. His arc is kind of done. He already avenged his father, and pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much about it. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. There's not really much they could do with him. I mean, I wouldn't be against letting him come back, but at the same time, I'm okay with him just not being there for at least a while. So that'd be nice. So, um, like any other, supporting cast, that should pretty much come back besides, who should come back, besides the playable characters. I think Michael should, just because if they're gonna show more of her motherly kind of side, they really should just, like if they're gonna let her come back, show more of her motherly side. That's all I would say. Barry Goodman, I don't know what they could do. Uh, I don't know what they could do. Maybe just show more of his origin. I guess maybe. I don't know what they could do. I know they can't do like they can't do nothing with him, but at the same time, do they really need to? Does he really need to be in it? I'm kind of split on also. So should Tiki come back? I think Tiki should come back. I mean, I think she's the only Mirage that's gonna be able to like upgrade your weapons and do those Carnage Unity and yeah and all that kind of stuff or class change. And to add on the two Mirage partners, I would also like there to be two like Mirages for the upgrades and all that. Like, like Tiki with upgrading, swords and or weapons and class change and all that kind of stuff. Like, have another Shin Megami Tensei character also, to perform rituals or something for the Shin Megami Tensei side of it. Like that would really be nice. Like just two Mirage partners, two Mirages that will do upgrades or something. That would be really nice. That would really be nice. Pretty much, and yeah, that would be really good. So, moving on. So, in this part, I would like to I like there to be more Shin Megami Tensei in certain aspects, and I like there to be more Fire Emblem. For Shin Megami Tensei, the story, just have that just post-apocalyptic, feeling, and just because it was teased in the beginning of trailer, but it just ended up being another dungeon. So I would like there to be like more like, you know, like pretty much Itsuki, and if they're gonna have Itsuki be the main protagonist, Itsuki and the other characters come in this like area. I don't know if it could be a dungeon or something, and just you know, and they could really expand on on ideas for the adults here, like maybe transport them into the Shin Megami Tensei world and just like show them this world of just you know this post-apocalyptic and gritty world, and that would be really nice. And yeah, and also just explain more things about how the mirages, the fire emblem mirages, are able to cast lightning attacks, or just pretty much able to do things that are like related to our Shin Megami Tensei. Have the Shin Megami Tensei, like side of this future game just explain a lot of stuff. The ideals here, the how certain mirages appear here, pretty much explain a lot of things. I think. Yeah, like yeah. And also for for the battle system, I guess, or yeah, for I guess for the battle system, they can. I think it's good that they should keep the battle system as it is, because it is pretty much bridging between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem, and what I think and what I view. To me, Fire Emblem looks like a tactical game. You strategize, and you you know you strategize, and yeah, it's kind of like chess or something. And Shin Megami Tensei, it's like that turn based. You go first. I think to me, it's you go first, and then it's their turn. When and in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, it's turn based, and yeah, you have your own turn, and the enemies have their own turns, but it's randomized to the point where you have to also kind of play tactically, and yeah. So, and to add more shooting on Tensei, you know, in this system, have uh the Shin Megami Tensei character Mirage partner pretty much um go pretty much create a deal with the Mirages that you are fighting against, and this would be like the Shin Megami Tensei system that's in you know pretty much the Shin Megami Tensei series that I've known, like recruiting demons and all that kind of stuff, and that would be the one thing that would actually help make this more like a Shin Megami Tensei um and a final crossover. And as I said that, I'm going to move on to what there should be for Fire Emblem, and what more there should be. Now they have a lot of Fire Emblem influence in there with, I think, Performa, the idea of Performa, the um the like especially the opera of shadows and opera of light. A lot of Fire Emblem characters appear, and just a lot of Fire Emblem, just a lot of Fire Emblem reference. Just the only thing I would want is maybe the dungeons, maybe there to be more Fire Emblem based dungeons. Because only like there's only been like two, like and those are like I think the last two Fire Emblem dungeons. So it's kind of sad, but yeah. So I would like there to be more Fire Emblem based dungeons. Maybe a couple of the dungeons be maybe trials for the cast of this second game, which I hope some are going to return from the first game, and yeah. So that's pretty much about it. I hope that they listen to my wish lists, but I also have kind of a feeling that they're probably going to ignore this and this will not be known. So, yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I said what I want to say, and I hope my wish lists come true. That's all I got to say. So, as I always say, see me in the future.